All right. Welcome to the AEC After Hours podcast. I am one of your hosts, Tony Bounsing.
I'm your other host, Matt Groen. And today we have an awesome guest here with us who is not only a guest, but also one of our co-hosts. This is Madison Wall.
Hello. What's up?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Afternoon.
It's not the afternoon. How long have you been up?
Oh, man. I didn't get very much sleep last night. So, Madison, like Matt said, we're all your hosts. We have a special guest, Madison Wall, tonight. Today. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and who you are?
I suddenly have no idea who I am. Just kidding. I'm Madison Wall. I'm a realtor in Amarillo, Texas. I work at Keller Williams.
All right.
Yeah.
How long have you been in the game?
This is my 6th year.
So how did you get started in the game?
I got started, I got a business degree from Tech. That felt very in line with who I am. I really didn't know what I wanted to do after college, but I started managing a little boutique in Dallas, and I just thought, I want more control over a business. I want to be able to make my own decisions and brand myself the way I wanted to, and real estate kind of came into the picture, and you really can build whatever business and brand with real estate. So that's kind of how I got started.
Nice. So you said Texas Tech, and then you were in Dallas. Was Texas Tech where you wanted to go, or just somewhere that was kind of easy for you to choose because of like maybe relation to home and everything like that? Or
so I ended up at Texas Tech because I went to A&M Corpus my first semester of college and played volleyball, and I was more homesick than I've ever been in my whole life. 13 hours from home at 18, and I couldn't be away from my family. So I decided to move back. I was burnt out on volleyball, and I ended up at Tech because, yes, it was close where I could still, drive home for dinner if I wanted and then go back. So it was like a comfort thing for me, and then I have a lot of family that went to Tech, so.
Now, you don't have to go to college to get certified to be a realtor, correct?
Mm-hmm. No.
So what was remind me, what was your degree in again?
Marketing.
Oh,
yes.
So it goes hand in hand with
it goes hand in hand, and I think it goes hand in hand with my personality too. Mm-hmm. Instagram was, I got an Instagram in 7th grade, so I've been branding myself ever since then. Yeah. If that makes sense. Yeah. I didn't have a business to brand, but I've always been marketing and branding.
Sure.
So yeah, it did go hand in hand.
All right. So we were talking about you having some open houses. What all does that take to kind of get started and really generate people to kind of come and actually want to take a look at those houses that you have?
Okay, I think open houses have changed a lot since I really got into the business back in 2019. Social media in all types of businesses blew up. That is just the way that you market your business now. So I think with open houses, agents just used to hold them open, put out signs. Mm-hmm. But now it's a whole production. So you pick a theme, you try to get a sponsor, you market it throughout the whole week, and you try to make an open house like an event that somebody would want to come to. So this weekend we have a house in Wolfland, and there is a movie room and there's a popcorn machine. So we're doing popcorn, we'll have the movie started. It's just a whole experience for somebody to
that's
come.
Neat.
So.
And typically you do them on Sundays.
Typically Sundays, but we are moving as an industry to try to get people to not only think about open houses on Sunday.
Okay.
They could happen any day of the week. It could be a Tuesday from 4 to 7.
Yeah.
So.
Is there any reason why it's specifically Sunday right now?
I think that's because of just what Amarillo is used to. Okay. Open houses on Sunday, I'm I'm bored. People don't even have to be in the market, and they're like, do you want to go look at houses on Sunday?
Yeah.
So I think it's just been the norm, but we're trying to change that.
Oh, that makes sense because we do that too.
I bet that,
my wife and I'm like, what are we doing today? Well, let's go look at some houses.
Yeah.
But some Sundays I don't want to leave the house. I'm just, I'm just curious how the market reacts to what you guys do as far as that.
So I think a Sunday right now is probably going to be the most traction you get because people are busy during the week. But we want to change that. So you can I could do an open house any day of the week, and that would be great.
So technically you pretty much possibly work 7 days a week.
Yeah, it feels like it's nonstop, never ending.
Yeah.
But when you're in a good flow, it's a great business to be in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through your flow? Like, what is a typical day of Madison Wall?
There's never a typical day. Every day is different. They always say that in real estate, you need to have your own, you need to employ yourself, give yourself a job, because you could run around all day just giving yourself busy work. But if you give yourself a routine and a schedule, you're like, okay, I'm going to do follow-up calls in the morning. I'm going to do social media marketing for 2 hours here. So time blocking is huge in this business because you can be really busy, but then at the end of the day, you're like, well, what did I
get
do
anything
today?
done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's important to employ yourself and give yourself a job.
Were you able to initiate that right off the bat from rookie year to what that look like for you?
So the beginning of my career, I was doing a whole lot of open houses. I was doing, I called everybody I knew. I feel like I was probably the most annoying realtor, but that's what I want. I didn't want to be annoying, but I always want you to be thinking real estate Madison. So if I was out in public, we're having a real estate conversation, and you just have to do that at the beginning of your business, or you want people to think of you first. Yeah. So really just branding yourself that way, always talking about it. And I think that's how I got started, was I'm talking about real estate in every conversation, which it can get exhausting, but that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Was that tough initially? Did that help you overcome any kind of insecurities that you maybe had about even putting yourself out there or meeting new people, and even finding a way to say, hey, I'm also a realtor, without just dumping it on them?
Yes. So real estate is a business of really high highs and really low lows. And you're the one that is drumming up business for yourself. So if you're at a brokerage and you're not on a team, you're the one that is supplying your own leads, essentially. So I don't ever like to say that I'm a salesperson. Initially, do I sell myself? Yes. But do I sell houses? I'm more of a guide. My first insecurity when I started real estate, I was 22 or 23, and most people were in their 40s and up, and they'd been doing it for so long. So I felt insecure in the fact that I was like, people are going to think I'm too young to handle their biggest asset, their biggest purchase. That was something that I definitely had to overcome. So I think also imposter syndrome is a huge thing in real estate, especially when you just get started, you haven't sold anything, and you're like, okay, well, how do I get people to trust me, to know that I can do this job? It's just the repetition of, having the conversations, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, but eventually, you get to a point where you get that first client and you just learn as you go, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So earlier you mentioned, real estate is a business of high highs and low lows.
Yes.
We all want to celebrate our highs, but when you are in your lows, what are you doing personally to pull yourself up or help yourself stay steady? Because the highs are coming, but we just got to endure the lows. How do you go through that?
Yeah. So starting off in my business, I was working a couple of other jobs. You don't get paid immediately in real estate. You don't get paid until you sell a home, and it's all commission based. So I would bartend, I coached volleyball, and it was rough getting started. I just moved back from Dallas, and I just gotten an apartment. I was bartending and trying to do real estate during the day, and the bartending gig didn't work out. And I left, and I think I had like $500 in my account and had a new apartment to pay for. And I'm like, we're just going to go all in real estate. Like, you just kind of have to jump off and go for it. So this was back in 2019, right before COVID. And what I noticed was, well, first of all, interest rates went down, and that caused home prices to go up. So what I noticed was, in my research, I would scroll through Zillow looking for sale by owners, and I would run numbers on their house. So they might have their house listed at $150,000, and I would run the numbers and be like, they're $20,000 under because of the way the market shifted. And so I would call these people and I'd say, did you know what your market value of your home actually is? And they're like, no, I had no idea. And I'm like, you are $20,000 under where you should be right now, which also in turn takes care of commissions, and you're going to get a better offer.
Okay.
So COVID was scary. A lot of people didn't really know how to run their business at that point because nobody's leaving. But that was how I got in initially. Was I found that niche. I found that opening from a bad situation like COVID. And I'm like, people are unaware of the market value of their home. So that's how I initially, got started and overcame that.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you get Rookie of the Year?
I did.
So you go from leaving your job, having $500 in your bank account, saying, oh man, I got to go all in, your back's against the wall, to finding a niche to going to Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
So you literally made a decision like, I'm drawing a line in the sand and I'm going for it.
Yeah.
And then boom.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you. So they always say your business in real estate only grows to the extent that you do. So if your personal life is, in shambles or you're stressed out, it will show up in your business. I was just so determined to not let this hard job, this hard career, this hard industry take me down. And sorry, repeat that question. I was going there, but I forgot.
No, I was just saying how like you made a decision and you drew the line in the sand, and your back was against the wall, and then you hit a peak of Rookie of the Year, which I mean that's phenomenal.
Thank you.
Because you were in a spot where like, whoa,
Yeah, it's all about.
I think you had perseverance, most definitely.
Yep.
I think so. Yeah, it's perseverance, and it's just what I was going to say was it's systems. Like success is simple. It's not easy. So it is really hard to give yourself these systems and put them. It's like it's doing the same thing over and over, and it's boring, but you just keep going.
Yeah.
So I mean, success is simple, not easy.
I think it's putting the faith and the hard work that you're putting out there that it's going to generate something. Yeah. So I know that you like to work out. How does that help with like your work-life flow, like mental state, and just kind of helping you go through your day-to-day?
So working out, I think, has always been a big part of my life. I played competitive volleyball for years, and I didn't realize how much it affected my mental health. And when you're in a job that you're constantly taking care of others, it is really easy when you work 24/7 to forget about yourself. So I think
neglect yourself.
Yeah, you neglect yourself. So I have to be in the gym most days. Like I have to sweat it out. It kind of puts me back in that like arena of being an athlete. They kind of go hand in hand with business. So
it's like a competitive mind state.
Yes.
It's like kind of doing the things that you know are good for you because you know the outcome is coming, even though it's not an everyday outcome. Like you don't see it every day. You just know that it's coming if you put in the effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Are you a book reader?
Love to read.
Yeah.
What do I read? I love a business book, an inspirational book, mindset growth. I love a thriller, a good murder.
What are you reading currently?
That doesn't surprise me.
What am
All
I
girls
reading?
love a good murder.
Yes. Currently, I'm reading Don't Let the Enemy Have a Seat at Your Table. I think that's what the book is called. So I think that's important for me because in the past year, I have gone through a lot personally, and you forget that we're not just in this physical world where you can see things. It's a lot of it is spiritual warfare.
Okay.
And so not letting the enemy like whisper lies in your ear that you don't even notice.
Yeah.
And just being aware that you're constantly in spiritual battle.
Would you say personally for yourself, your faith is a key factor to your business and the rest of your life?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's more times than not that I'm like, okay, God, I need you to come through here. Like I have no control over this situation. There's only so much I can control. And I know that he didn't bring me to this business just to like drop me off and let me flail in the water. Like there's a reason for the struggle in different ways. So like leaning on him and just knowing that he brought you to a place that he's not going to leave you.
Yeah. It's like, I heard this phrase last week, like, I didn't come this far just to come this far. He didn't bring me here just to bring me to this spot.
And be like, that's it. Yeah.
Like, good luck.
Yeah. Good luck.
See you later. Call me when you're done.
Absolutely. For sure.
Does like being successful and I guess your faith, does that like ever butt heads with each other where you kind of feel this, where I know that a lot of times people feel like the success is something that is like you shouldn't be chasing because of your faith, but it's like I almost think it's like, in my opinion, it's like a if he puts you there, it's because there is more for you. There, you are capable of more than what you even think you're capable of. And yeah.
Well, Tony and I have talked about this before. It's not about business at the end of the day. I think God has called us to work in something, but did he put me here to say like, Madison's going to be the best real estate agent in the world? Like that is not his plan for me. His plan is for us to use our platforms or our jobs to advance what his ultimate goal is, which is knowing God and loving people. So using whatever situation, whatever career you're in, and that's like your ultimate goal.
It just kind of gave me goosebumps to think about what you said, because there are people out there right now who are praying for just to have their first home ever, or have their kids not to share a room forever. And you kind of get to help with that.
Yeah.
And you get to help basically prayers be answered. And I'm just, as y'all were talking, I was like, yo, that's heavy.
Yeah.
That's heavy, because like you can help people literally have their prayers answered and get them shelter and a comfortable place. And, you know, like growing up, me and my sister shared a room in like a little 2-bedroom apartment, you know, in Eastridge. And when my mom and dad finally got a bigger house and we had our own rooms, we were like, whoa, this is crazy. But we still shared a room because we had a bunk bed then, because we didn't want to be away from each other. But we had the opportunity to share the rooms, which was wild.
It's so much more, than just surface level buying a house. And I think for myself, subconsciously, maybe I got into this business because I wanted security, yes, but like I wanted to be able to help people find what home truly is. And for me growing up, home was a stressful place. And so being able to help people find a place that they feel comfortable and move on to the next chapter of their life is huge. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So like home buying is intimidating. Does like to the first time home buyer, even a second time home buyer, it's just like an intimidating process.
Yeah.
How do you kind of guide people through that intimidation and help them kind of ease their fears about what that process entails?
Well, it's an emotional process for people. It's so much more than just buying a home. It's so much more than the money that they've worked for to do this, because they've sacrificed in lots of different ways. And I think that for me, going through the process myself was super helpful because I know what I was stressed about. Yep. And so being on the other side of that, I think I'm able to have a lot more empathy and, just tell my own experiences and share the different times I was stressed out and just try to put things into perspective for people.
All right. Yeah. No, I know that whenever I bought my first home, it was super intimidating. I didn't know what papers you had to file initially, or who you even, or if you just went and told somebody, hey, I want to buy a home. I didn't know anything about like getting pre-approved and things like that. Mm-hmm. Is that like pre-approval? Is that something that you can help people with?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I would love for, my ideal client is someone who is just at the very beginning. They're thinking about making a purchase and they don't know where to start, because I love to educate in real estate. And so if you come to me and you say, I want to buy a house, but what is my first step? Well, first I'm going to get you connected with a lender so we can figure out your financing options. And I have lots of good connections in town, lots of great lenders that I work with. Specifically in this group, love to send business to Callie Ardondo at Texas Tech Credit Union. But really it's just trying to find the right lender for that specific situation. So if you are a veteran or you're a first-time home buyer or your personality is going to work well with this lender, it's really about getting to know my client so I can set them up initially the right way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk to somebody like me. Okay. I've always had the mindset that yes, a house can be an asset, but it also can be a liability. So I've always said I'm always going to rent forever. Mm-hmm. My wife wants to buy a house, which I want to give to her, but I'm like, man, I don't have to fix nothing. I don't have to mow nothing. It's super easy. I just pay rent. Mm-hmm. Talk to me and tell me why I need to be a homeowner, as if you didn't know who I was. And what's the benefits and the values of being a homeowner?
Well, you've been paying someone else's mortgage.
Boom. That's it.
You've been paying a mortgage. So why not let it be yours and build up equity? I think one of the things to think about is if you own a home and you keep it for 5 years and you decide, hey, I need some extra money. We're in a situation. Mm-hmm. You can refinance the house and pull out the equity.
Okay.
Can you do that when you rent? No. And I think also just making sure that your agent is competent enough to know, okay, this neighborhood's going to be great on resale value. Mm-hmm. So if you do need to sell, you can sell. It's an asset that you can work off of. So okay. I think it puts you in a different space.
Okay. Do you see a lot of people like me out there in the market?
Oh yeah, for sure. That they have a misconception that renting is the best thing for them. And I'm not saying everybody should buy a house. Mm-hmm. Like it really just depends on where you're at in life and if it makes sense to you. Yeah. So am I going to try to convince everybody that they need to buy a home? No. Yeah. No, but I want you to be educated enough to make your own best decision.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. And for us, like my boys, they're older. They're graduating in 4 years. They're going to be gone. Mm-hmm. I want to leave town and travel and do the things, but my wife will like to plant some roots. So that's like her thing. It's like, I want a house, I want to plant some roots. And I'm just like, let's just go travel. They're going to be grown, so I get it.
Well, and there's something really sweet about owning your own home. I remember when I moved into my house, I had moved from an apartment and, it wasn't super homey. It wasn't anything that I could make my own. But in my new house, I was just sitting on the couch like, oh my gosh, I own the blades of grass outside. Like I own the light switch in the house. Like this is weird, but it becomes you. Like it becomes a place that you really, you just make it your own and you're comfortable there. So
it's like a paradigm shift.
I agree. Yeah. Like nothing is ours, but that is something that for the time being you can say that is yours. Like, and it's a different feeling to say I'm going home, like in that aspect. I mean, truly. I mean, I remember when I lived in like some duplexes and things like that. I fortunately only ever lived in an apartment like once when I very first moved out. So we lived in houses most of the time. But there is a difference in saying like I'm going home, like to your home, rather than like I'll see y'all back at the duplex or whatever. Like
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
For sure.
So switching gears, let's have a little fun.
Okay, yeah. Let's have some fun.
What is are you a coffee or a tea girl?
Coffee.
What's your order?
So Starbucks and Palace Coffee recently, it's been a cold brew, a sweet cream cold foam.
Cold brew, sweet cream. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a little sweet, but not too much. And I love an iced coffee during the summer. Winter, I'm drinking hot mushroom coffee at my house that I make.
Mushroom coffee.
Yeah, it's adaptogens and different healthy benefits.
What does mushroom coffee taste? Does it taste like coffee?
It tastes very earthy.
Okay.
But it's something that I have really grown to love. So I will, with the coffee that I use at home, you just like warm up your hot water. You put in your tablespoon of mushroom coffee. I put cinnamon, vanilla, and almond milk, and then I froth it up.
Really?
It's so good.
I have seen mushroom marketing take over the space a little bit. There's a lot of mushroom products out there right now.
There is.
So
like nootropics and things like that.
Yeah. Nootropics. That's the word I was looking for.
I actually just drank an energy drink with nootropics in it today.
You did?
Is that mushroom? Is nootropics a mushroom?
Well, I think so. I think that it's like I don't want to just speak out of turn, but I may be wrong. But I think that we might look it up. But I want to say that like most mushroom like things that you take, like the supplements that you take like that, I think they're usually a nootropic. Okay. Tropic.
Yeah, we'll have to do some
Chat
research.
GBT says, great question. It's a little bit of yes and no situation.
Huh. That's interesting.
So basically it's a broad category of substances that are said to enhance brain function, like memory, focus, mood, creativity. So natural compounds like caffeine, L-theanine, supplements like omega-3s, B vitamins, and mushrooms.
Well, the more you know.
Thanks,
I'm
ChatGPT.
drinking a little bit of mushroom already today. Wow.
Yeah. How do you feel?
I feel great. I mean, I love it. I'm not a coffee guy. I'm a tea and energy drink guy. So, but when it comes to you just educated me today.
Yeah.
So, let's say we do a little quick fire.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions. You got to say the first thing that pops off in your mind.
Okay.
All
Let's do
right. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Pizza or burger?
Pizza.
Blue or red?
Blue.
Oh, I'm out of questions. Matt, you have it?
Winter, summer.
Okay.
Summer, 100%.
Inside activities or outside activities? Let's see. Rain or snow?
Oh. Ooh. I would say rain, but like a warm rain, like a summer rain.
Summer rain. Okay. All right. Let's see. Early riser or early to bed, or late riser, late to bed?
Late to bed, late riser.
Same.
Except when I have to be.
Yeah.
Day or night?
I love being alive, so daytime.
Daytime.
Does daytime equate to being more alive?
The nighttime, everybody's asleep, and I don't know.
I would say the reason I ask that is because I am a nighttime person. The daytime seems more of like a work sort of time frame
True.
thing, where when the nighttime comes, I'm excited for the nighttime.
This is a weird thought. But at night, sometimes I feel like I'm not as stressed because I can get what I need to get done and everybody else is sleeping.
Nobody's bothering me
So I
about
feel like
it.
No, I feel like I'm ahead of other people. I'm like, oh, they're all sleeping, and I'm doing this right now, and nobody's expecting it at night. So
I think Gary Vee says something about that, like working while other people are asleep. Your competition is asleep.
Yeah, right? They all sleeping. They might have worked all day, but I'm working right now.
He's big on like work, do your regular job, and then do your passion afterwards. And you should save your energy for your passion afterwards, and not utilize all of it on like your day-to-day work. But ultimately, do your best at both of them if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it weird that I like to do all my business and socializing before 6 o'clock?
In the morning?
6 p.m.
Oh, and my
like, I don't know if it's because I was a single dad or what, but like by 5 p.m., 6 p.m., I don't like leaving the house because I want to spend time with my family.
No, that's not weird.
So like, I try to do all my socializing.
I try to cram it all in. I'm the same. I'm the same way.
I heard someone say, pretend like every day is Saturday. And at first that sounds like, like what? Like, are you trying to say like every day should be like a lazy day? Mm-hmm. But really, if you think about a Saturday, it's like the day that you might mow your yard or clean up your house. It's a very active day. So you get the things done that need to get done, and then the rest of the day you enjoy it. So live every day like it's Saturday. Get it done.
That's pretty good.
And then do your thing, because life is not all about work.
That's good. That's real good.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a great conversation. Real quick, just one last question.
Okay.
What does a perfect referral or a perfect prospect look like to you? How can we help you?
Someone that is, again, willing to be educated, and I would say that's the biggest thing. I mean, this is a job that I do day in, day out. I'm in the market. I'm always studying, always researching, always working with clients. So don't leave your job to go and take on another job of a realtor. Hire a realtor that you trust, that's someone that will educate and guide you. You don't need to leave your job to go do another job because it's another job. So hire someone that is, going to do their job well and can take that stress off of you.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
It's like if you're looking for an expert in a field, you would want to utilize the expert in the field to take care of your business.
Yeah. You're not going to hopefully you don't get a divorce without representation. So hopefully you don't buy a house without representation.
Yep. There you go. Yeah.
Well,
this was fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
To our host, thank you for our guests. This is the AEC After Hours. The Amarillo Exchange Club is what AEC stands for. And we focus on networking, referrals, and community outreach. Stay tuned for more episodes. Thank you very much.